everyone, and thank you, Indian Association of Science Fiction Studies, for giving me this opportunity. So, basically, I have recently completed my post graduation in English literature from GGSIPU, New Delhi. So I'm going to present a paper on mythology and science fiction. So, I'll just share my screen and I'll just share the PPT over here. I hope my voice is not breaking or there is no technical glitch or
Your
anything.
voice is quite clear.
Okay, sir.
Please
Okay,
proceed.
sir. Okay. So my screen is visible.
Yes, please.
Okay, sir. So basically, studying the metaphors of mythology in This Other World and The Good King. So these are the two short stories which were first published in Breaking the Bow, which is edited by Anil Menon and Vandana Singh. So what we do is we kind of study the metaphors as a symbol or anything which is related to the symbol. So anything significant to it. But as far as I have researched in Indian science fiction, this helps the science fiction writers to unfold some unconventional truths and function as a mode of subversion in that particular area. So this is a little bit about book. So we cannot call it wholly science fictional. This comes under speculative fiction. So this is a this is a book. This is the book, and it's speculative fiction inspired by Ramayana. So all of the stories, they have been reinterpreted, and they are the retellings of how the Ramayana epic would have gone, or it is a kind of a situation. It's kind of a what if situation. So I have divided my paper in three sections. In first section, I'll talk about the reinterpretation of Sita's identity in these two stories, and then I'll proceed with the second section in which there is Ram and Mara. So Ram is presented as an ordinary human being, and Mara is an AI. So I have reinterpreted their identity, and in third section I have worked on reinterpretation of Ravan's identity. So before proceeding, this slide is something that I would like to talk about. So does the speculative fiction questions the conventional tale? So whatever the conventional tale has been, like Ramayan, Ram goes to rescue Sita from the shackles of Ravan. So can it be used, or can there be other stories as well? So when the point of view changes, the narration also changes. So this is what Vandana Singh quoted in her essay. While speculative fiction has not yet fully realized its transgressive potential, dominated as it has been white men's burden in outer space, there is still a strong undercurrent of writing that questions and subverts dominant paradigms and persist in asking uncomfortable questions. So representing God in science fiction is directly related to questioning the structure of the religion in that particular era. So I'll just proceed. So these are the three sections of my paper, and I'll proceed. Religion is the sigh of so I'm quoting from Marx. Religion is the sigh of oppressed creature, the heart of heartless world, and the soul of soulless conditions. It is the opium of people. The reinterpretation of the myths, being a major part of religion, not only indicates the production of the new myths of that epoch, but it also functions as a ray of hope in hopeless condition. Gods, demons, demigods, sorry, in SF narrative indicate at various possibility depending on how this mythology has been used in these texts. So myth in science fiction holds the capability of compressing these truths by employing the metaphors. This is given by Thomas M. Dish in his essay called Mythology and Science Fiction. So he says, myth aim at maximizing meaning and at compressing the truth to the highest density that the mind can assimilate without the need of, as it were, cooking. So it could be as simple as saying that alien is a metaphor, or as simple as saying cooking is also a metaphor. So it is like compressing the truth and maximizing the meaning. So these truths have been rediscovered in these texts. They do not necessarily say something about absolute truth. Rather, they experiment with the new lens to look at the subjective truths. So it demonstrates how one sees socio-political predicament and elaborating. So I'll just move on this first section. So, taking the context from existing myth of Ramayana, Sita reunites. So, this is from this other world. Taking the context from existing myth of Ramayana, Sita reunites with Ram and returns to Ayodhya. But in this other world, she rather resolved to divorce Ram. The sole goal of Lavidator seems to transgress the conventional way in which Sita has been portrayed in the epic. Following is the instance. What brings you to the, so this is an instance in the story where Ram goes to Sita and asks her to move with him or return to Ayodhya. So he has completed his quest and he says, she says, what brings you to this place? You do. I never asked you to. You are my wife. A single perfect eyebrow rises and she laughs. Her voice is different, a recital when she says, divorce proceeding initiated by confirmatory data packet, registered Tong Mars, approved by transcolonial belt bylaws, asteroid Vesta date. She recites a string of numbers, colons, sub clauses, and legalese. They mean one thing: unmarried, unmade a long, long time ago. The clans can fuck themselves. She says with sudden savagery, I'm not a toy, a thing made for a purpose. An I loop needs no reason but reason. In order to substantiate the point regarding postmodernism in science fiction, Linda Hutchins says the postmodernism's initial concern is to denaturalize some of the dominant feature of her life, and then bracket open, they might even include capitalism, patriarchy, liberal humanism. So, moving further to the next story, The Good King, presents similar kind of sutra throughout the story, though the plot is very different from what is written in Ramayana. So, the story ends with the victory of Ravan at the cost of Sita's descent. She goes back to Mother Earth, following other lines from the Good King. So basically, Ravan disguises as a Ram, and he moves to multiverse, and he takes Sita along with him. And she keeps on thinking that he's Ram, but he is actually a Ravan. So he has done some illusionary thing using technological advancements. So he says, so the story goes like this: he besmirched her. The demon in him started to rage. Upset, shaking, equally furious, Sita took up his challenge. She was pure and chaste. She was going back to earth. Inside it, the tectonic plates shifted, the land cleaved, Sita was swallowed. So, and supporting this thing, Sami Ahmed Khan observes in mythology, Daveshur not only considers Lanka to be your utopian kingdom, one which has the power of human will and scientific temperament, but also envies against patriarchy and raises questions about philosophical ramification of many world interpretation and quantum mechanics. So the next section, so this is the first section, and the next section which I'm going to talk about is Ram and Mara in this other world. So this is also a short, this is the same short story uh, in which Lavitator says, uh, in which Lavitator has written, so Ram and Mara in this other world have been presented as human beings and an AI respectively. This draws one to the close interpretation of how the self and other could be seen in this narrative. So what happens is, in further, the conception of being God and being human interchanges. Mara, whose name is a result of spelling Ram backwards, the epistemology of God is therefore considered as an inversion. To endorse the given point, Stephen R.L. Clark says the way to become a God is through virtual reality. It is supposed that we shall have the power to create wholly convincing illusion of whatever sort we choose. So the strength of Mara establishes the postmodern condition where the dismissal of God is there, and this brings science in the center. So this is how Ram and Mara have been seen in the story This Other World. And moving on to the last section of this paper, so I'll talk about a little about Ravan's character. So in this other world, Ravan's world has been labeled as the world of others. The world of other has been constructed on the pillars of virtuality. So this is the quote from the short story. The voice is booming, echoing, and deep thrumming bass makes the meat world shudder. Virtual light in virtual space shows opulence of food and slave. So this is a kind of otherization which takes place in the story. So this otherization brings one closer to how one sees the technology and emergence of artificial intelligence, virtual simulations, and the world's how the world is constructed through hybrid realities. So in the Good King, where so this is the first section where Ravan has been portrayed as an AI, and his entire kingdom has been constructed on those pillars.
ഓഡിയോ കേൾക്കാം. അവർ സംസാരിക്കുന്നത് മൈൽഡായിട്ട്
So,
കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. എനിക്ക് കാതിന് ഇച്ചിരി കുറവുണ്ട്, അങ്ങനെ കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ട്.
so
ഇല്ല, വയറിലുള്ള ഓഡിയോ അഡ്ജസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് മാക്സിമം ഇട്ടാൽ എനിക്ക് അത്രേ കേൾക്കുന്നുള്ളൂ. മൈക്ക് എങ്ങനെ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യാം?
So, continuing further in the next story, which is in the Good King. In the Good King, where Ravan disguises as Ram and continues to assume Ram's identity using the recent technological advancement, he regrets employing these advancements. There is an element of fate and destiny attached to it. He represents how a human being or a meta-human being or a post-human could have the best, but he can't change the destiny or the fate. So this is where Ravan is taken into account, and he says, all of you learn a lesson from mine. This is the only world we ever live in. He said silently to himself. The multiverse and its possibility of reinvention would henceforth exist outside his knowledge. So, moving to the conclusion. Therefore, the narratives associated with the reinterpretation not only postulates the perceptions of the writers or authors, but it also interrogates into the gateways of interaction among the stages at which mythology has been used. So, this is where I could figure out from the narratives which were in this book. So, yeah, the AI in this other world depicts how Ram, who was seen as a god in the Ramayana, ceases to have lost its position as a god in the dystopian world and is assumed to be a human being. This changes the course of discourse of how only one character has been in the center. Through voicing Mara, who's a good AI, the writer invents an alter ego of Ram. Since the narration takes place in futuristic dystopian world, the binary of God versus human become that of humans versus post-human. One of the best example has been Sita, whose character. Sir, my voice is actually echoing. Uh, so should I remove my earphones?
Please continue. Please continue. Other fellow is disturbing to you. Please continue. Unmute yourself. Simran, you are not audible. No audible. Your voice was very clear. No any change. Other fellows are
Hello?
Yes, please continue.
Sir, now is it fine?
Fine.
It's fine.
Yes.
Okay, sir. So moving on, since I was continuing the conclusion, Sita, whose character mutates into a metahuman, becomes relevant when it starts to serve the revolution against the patriarchy. However, the virtually simulated world seems close to how science might be evil for not only the futuristic society, but for the present society as well. On the other hand, the good king vocalizes the narration of a monster or a demon king. The entire narration bases itself on how the laments of the good king might have been omitted in the great epic. Both narrations not only subvert certain norms, but it gives birth to the new myths, and the new myth in science fiction. These myths must not confine to one epoch, but it should move beyond its temporal meaning in order to expand the new truths and new meanings of the respective epochs. Such literary pieces keep myths from concrete structure to the ground of liberty, wherein they could be used, wherein they could be used the way author wants to use. Sami Ahmed Khan quotes functions of the myth from mythology and science fiction. So again, from this essay, such science fictional mutations keep the myths alive, thereby changing them in the process to create a whole new myth together. The characters developed throughout the short stories helps the SF readers to learn a new myth of this epoch. Besides, it gives SF writers to critically comprehend on the narration once told and the relevant questions to be asked. So this is the next slide. So this was the question that I across. So does this indicate that technology or science might become a new religion in coming dystopian world? So yes, it could be one of the reasons why only gods have been used in order to represent the artificial intelligence, metahumans, or clones in these short stories. So when I was listening to a lot of writers, so which I'm thankful for attending this workshop or conference, sorry. So I was listening, and this question popped up in my head, that why only the cloning was done on the ordinary human beings, why it was not done on gods. So this was the conclusion that I came, this was the answer that I came. So basically this is a way that we can say that religion has been constructed on the pillars of the science. Now science could become the new religion in the dystopian world. Thank you so much. And this is the bibliography. These are the essays and these are the primary sources that I have used for writing this research paper. Thank you so much, and I welcome any your valuable feedback for this research paper or any questions for that matter.